12 Least Developed Countries in Africa. In 2025, Africa is a continent rich in culture, resources, and history. But amid its beauty and diversity, some nations face significant challenges that hinder their development. Today, we'll explore the 12 least developed countries in Africa, understand why they're classified as such, and look at some key statistics that highlight their struggles. The United Nations classifies least developed countries, or LDCs, based on three main criteria: low income, weak human assets, and economic vulnerability. Here are 12 African countries that fall into this category. 1. Burundi. Burundi, a landlocked country in East Africa, faces persistent challenges. GDP per capita, approximately $265. World Bank, 2023. Poverty rate. Over 70% of the population lives below the poverty line. Major issues: political instability, limited infrastructure, and dependence on subsistence agriculture. Despite being rich in culture, Burundi's economic progress is hindered by conflict and lack of natural resources. 2. Central African Republic, CER. The Central African Republic is one of the poorest countries in the world. GDP per capita, around $505. World Bank, 2023. Conflict. Ongoing civil wars and political instability have displaced over 1.5 million people. Natural resources. Despite being rich in diamonds and gold, corruption and weak governance impede economic growth. 3. Chad. Chad, in Central Africa, struggles with extreme poverty and desertification. GDP per capita, approximately $693. World Bank, 2023. Human Development Index, HDI. Ranked 190 out of 191 countries globally, UNDP, 2022. Challenges: reliance on oil exports, limited access to education, and water scarcity. Chad's economy remains vulnerable to climate change and fluctuating oil prices. Fourth Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. The DRC is rich in natural resources but plagued by conflict. GDP per capita, $577. World Bank, 2023. Conflict impact: decades of civil war have left millions displaced. Poverty rate: over 70% of the population lives on less than $1.90 per day. The exploitation of resources like cobalt and gold has done little to improve living conditions due to corruption and instability. 5. Eritrea. Eritrea, located in the Horn of Africa, faces challenges such as GDP per capita, $750. IMF, 2023. Limited freedom: a repressive government and mandatory military service hinder progress. Economic isolation: sanctions and limited trade partnerships contribute to its underdevelopment. 6th. Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau, a small West African country, has GDP per capita, around $800. World Bank, 2023. Economic challenges: heavy reliance on cashew exports and a weak healthcare system. Political instability: frequent coups and corruption have slowed development efforts. 7. Liberia. Liberia is recovering from years of civil war. GDP per capita, $694. World Bank, 2023. Health crises: the Ebola outbreak devastated its healthcare system. Major industries: rubber and iron ore exports, though infrastructure remains a challenge. 8. Malawi. Malawi, known as the warm heart of Africa, faces significant poverty. GDP per capita, $635. World Bank, 2023. Agricultural dependence: over 80% of the population relies on subsistence farming. Education and health: limited access to quality services affects human development. 9. Niger. Niger faces severe environmental and social challenges. GDP per capita, $532. World Bank, 2023. Population growth. One of the highest fertility rates globally exacerbates poverty. Climate vulnerability. Desertification and water scarcity threaten livelihoods. 10. South Sudan. South Sudan, the world's youngest country, has struggled since gaining independence. GDP per capita, $478. World Bank, 2023. Conflict. Civil wars have displaced millions and destroyed infrastructure. Economic reliance. Oil accounts for over 90% of government revenue, making it vulnerable to global price changes. 11. Somalia. Somalia, located in the Horn of Africa, has faced decades of conflict and instability. GDP per capita, around $447. World Bank, 2023. Challenges. Ongoing insurgencies, famine, and limited infrastructure. Humanitarian crisis. Millions rely on international aid for survival. 12th. Mozambique. Mozambique faces both natural disasters and economic difficulties. GDP per capita, approximately $531. World Bank, 2023. Cyclone impacts. Frequent cyclones devastate infrastructure and agriculture. Economic struggles. High debt levels and reliance on natural gas exports hinder development. Conclusion. Despite these challenges, many of these nations are rich in culture, resilience, and untapped potential. With international support, local efforts, and sustainable development initiatives, there's hope for a brighter future. Let's continue to raise awareness and work towards a world where no country is left behind. If you found this video informative, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Together, we can make a difference.